There aren't many characters in Star Wars that can use 4 lightsabers at once. It typically requires specific anatomy and a high amount of skill. Both General Grievous and Pong Krell meet these criteria, so I thought it would be interesting to pit the two against each other in a battle to the death. For clarification, this is canon Grievous. If Krell were to go up against Legends Grievous, he would get absolutely shreked.
This is my swamp.
But anyway, let's do this. First up, you hate him, you love him, you love to hate him, it's Pong Krell. Krell wields 2 hinged saber staves with his powerful 4 arms. He owns the rank of Jedi Master and appears to be quite skilled with both the Force and his lightsabers. However, we don't truly get to see much of Krell. He's only in a few episodes of the Clone Wars before he's executed by Dogma. He lacks the feats that Grievous possesses, so it makes it difficult to measure him against the asthmatic cyborg. General Grievous wields anywhere from 2 to 4 lightsabers at any given time, and obviously lacks the ability to use the Force. He has a tough, cybernetic-ridden body that can withstand remarkable amounts of punishment as well. He has fought in numerous duels throughout the Clone Wars, facing Jedi from Obi-Wan Kenobi to Kit Fisto. While he's clearly not the unstoppable juggernaut that Legends Grievous was, canon Grievous is still pretty impressive in terms of combat. He has overwhelmed Kenobi on a few occasions, an impressive feat considering Kenobi may be the best defensive duelist in the Jedi Order. He also contended with Kit Fisto, even though he was not in proper fighting condition at all. So, he has a lot of experience with lightsaber combat. Meanwhile, we have no evidence to suggest that Pong Krell has ever been in a lightsaber duel, at least not a real one. We also have no idea how good of a duelist he would be either. It seems to me like his double saber staff combination would be excellent for crowd control on the battlefield, but not as great in a one-on-one duel, as they'd be more difficult to maneuver and control. I think Grievous has the edge in lightsaber combat. Pong Krell is a Jedi Master, and as such, he obviously can call upon the Force during battle. We see him do this in the Clone Wars when he knocks the clones surrounding him back with a Force push. Grievous, on the other hand, cannot use the Force in any way. In fact, his greatest weakness is when his opponents use the Force against him. He has been ragdolled during duels with Obi-Wan, Kit Fisto, and Eth Koth. So, Pong Krell would hold a clear advantage in this regard, as he could level the playing field a bit by mixing in some Force attacks against Grievous. Now let's take a look at each fighter's physical fortitude. Pong Krell is the definition of a beefy boy, but he is entirely organic. His beef isn't going to save him from the extreme pain of losing a limb during the duel if it comes to that. On the other hand, no pun intended, Grievous is more machine than man, so losing a limb or two will hardly faze him. His cyborg body can take all kinds of damage while allowing him to keep on fighting. So I believe Grievous holds the advantage here. So, all things considered, if these two combatants were to meet, who takes this duel? Well, each character holds advantages. Krell's Force ability could make life difficult for Grievous, especially if he chooses to spam it, and I think that this is the largest advantage that either character possesses over the other. Eth Koth could have killed Grievous right here after using a Force push to disrupt him if it wasn't for Grievous's Magna Guards. But on the other hand, I believe it's safe to say that Grievous simply outclasses Pong Krell in lightsaber combat. Grievous was only really challenged by Jedi Council members such as Kenobi, Fisto, and Koth, as well as Ventress. Let's not forget, Grievous was built to be a Jedi killer. He knows how to defeat Jedi despite not being Force sensitive himself. I also think that Grievous is the smarter of the two combatants. When you really break down what Krell was trying to do on Umbara, it truly was idiotic. He just isn't nearly as smart as he thinks he is. He also easily falls into the trap set by the clones during his skirmish against them. Grievous, while not a genius, is a fair bit more tactically inclined than Krell. He has a pretty good record in battles during the Clone Wars. When you combine this with his experience with fighting Jedi, I have to give Grievous the win. It wouldn't be easy by any means, and Krell certainly could win if he fought smart and relied on the Force to keep Grievous at bay, but I can just see him playing right into Grievous's hands and trying to defeat him with his lightsabers. General Grievous wins the duel and adds Krell's lightsabers to my collection. Yeah, I was getting there, man. Anyway, let me know who you think would win down in the comments section below. Remember to like the video and subscribe to the channel for all things Star Wars. I'm Zach, and I'll see you in the future.